Hi Rachit, welcome to Podbox.
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
So, how are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, I am also good, all going good. First of all, many congratulations for new chapter of your life.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, Rachit, tell us something about yourself. Where have you done your graduation and bit about your past?
Yeah, okay. So, my name is Rachit Agarwal, and currently I'm working as a full stack developer in Ohio, in Cleveland, Ohio. So, like, I have done my graduation, like in Northeastern University from Boston, Massachusetts. Before that, I have done my bachelor's in the same college which you have done, which is a Global Engineering College in Jabalpur. And like I completed that from 2015 to 2019, and in the same year I joined the Northeastern University in Boston. Then I started my master's in information system from Northeastern University, and I completed that in May 2021. And then from September 2021 I started my job as a full stack developer in it's a like my organization is a startup which is placed in Cleveland, Ohio.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that's pretty much about me.
Yeah, great. Rachit, how did you prepare for the GRE exam?
GRE exam was long back. So basically, it consists of two modules. First is the maths, and second is the vocab. So like I had my engineering background from before, so I was very good in maths. So I didn't prepare that much for maths because the maths level in GRE is not that hard. Basically, it consists of I would say maths related to 9th, 10th class, or maybe like just 11th class. That's it. It's not that high. You just basically you like have to know your concepts. That's it. And if you are done with the concepts, like uh, the questions are very easy. You just have to focus on that. The main focus which I did on GRE exam was on the vocabulary part because that was the tricky part because my vocab was not that good at the time. So basically, I have to prepare on that first. As the vocabulary of GRE is, I would say, very hard level and not compared to what we get the exposure in our schools in India. So basically, that is the most trickiest part. And the second part, which I worked on more, was the time management skill because in GRE exam, it's like let's say for maths, the questions are easy, but it's very time consuming. And basically, you have to do like 40, I guess, 30, 20 to 30. I'm not exactly sure, but 20 to 30 questions in in 20 to 30 minutes only. So like it approximate you have like 1 minute for a question, and like the questions are very easy. You just have to do the solution, but you can, I guess you can also use a calculator. I'm not sure, but it's like it's very tricky questions, and you have to focus on the concept, so it becomes very like time consuming. So basically you have to focus on that. So I would say my major focus was on the vocabulary part and the time management skills. With the maths, I didn't like got that much teaching of it. I just practiced my older concepts, and like even I studied from the NCRT books of 6th 7th class as well for preparing for maths. Yeah, that's all, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, let's move to the next section. Rachit, which section were you weak at, and how did you overcome it?
So yeah, as I told you, I was like my weakest section was the vocabulary section because like for a very good example, I would say is GRE vocabulary. Basically, you have like sentence completion. So you are like given let's say just a small sentence, and you have like five options for filling the word. So it's like fill in the blanks which we get in our schools. So it's like it's sounding very easy, but the main problem is all the five. If I'm 100% sure, like anyone who has like an average vocabulary, he must have not heard of three of five words definitely. And it's like you don't know what exactly that word is. You have to basically fit that word in the sentence. And the next big thing to understand is the sentence. Basically the sentences also having like the words which you have never heard. So that was the trickiest part, the sentence completion part and the GRE part. So for overcoming that, basically what I did, I learned a lot of words and started using it in my day-to-day life, so that I become familiar with the words and basically use them in the vocabulary section. Yeah.
So, Rachit, how you have achieved this and what was your schedule, timetable, and strategy for GRE exam?
Okay. So my focus on GRE was from the first, second semester of my college only because it was like my dream thing to do from my childhood. So I started preparing for it long back, I guess, from my second semester only. So my basically my timetable was at that time I had to like deal with the engineering background as well because computer science is not that easy, and I didn't have that much experience before as well. So um, basically my timetable was I used to prepare for it like I for like 1 or 2 hours in the starting phase. Basically, at that time I was just exploring what basically GRE is and like what are the universities, what all people study over there, and like what are the courses. And then when time like time was going on, so like in my I would say in my fifth sixth semester I started preparing it very well. I was like giving it around 3-4 hours daily. And like in my last phases just before my I gave my exam in, I guess, in my sixth semester. Yeah, in my sixth semester only. So from like in my sixth semester, I would say I started preparing it very well. I was like giving it more than, I would say, 6 to 7 hours a day, and like I focused more on that side and less on the engineering side. But I would say like if you are very focused on it, you should start from the second semester, basically just knowing things what is there, and because it's not a 1 day task, so it becomes like mostly becomes on the experience part. So yeah, I guess like I started from the 1 or 2 hours schedule and then gone to like 6-7 hours schedule. Yeah.
Okay. The thing I like the most that you are clear with your goal in second year or first year of your college. So
Yeah,
that
I
is
would
also
say
advantage.
I would say I was clear with my goal before my college only because like I didn't want to get a job in India, and like I wanted to get transferred to US. So I was pretty much clear in my first semester itself.
That's great, yeah. Nice. Rachit, which books and resources did you study from?
I used to like mostly for the maths part, I would say RD Sharma and NCRT are the best things to do. And like for the concept wise and for the practice wise, there are a lot of books. Like there is a very good series of Magoosh which I followed. So it's basically on the math side and vocab side both. Then there is a Princeton University book which is very good, which I followed as well. And then there is 2 3 more books, which is the Manhattan book, which is very good. But I would say nowadays, like at that time the books were good, and preparation was only on the books part. But I would say nowadays, if you search on like just search on Google anything, you can just basically find it. And I would say uh, try to like not focus that much on the books part and try to focus on the Googling thing and getting the questions from different websites, because like I would say that is the latest things which are happening, and like these books are being prepared long before. So I'm not sure if the questions match over there or not. But like with the concept wise, I would say in the math section, RD Sharma and NCRT is good, and with the vocab section I would say Magoosh was the best which I followed. So Magoosh has a very good application also, which you can download in the phone, and it basically gives you like 5 words for a day to prepare, like to learn just and use in sentences. So it's like the thing like if you're like browsing Instagram for like 10 minutes, you can just give 5 minutes to that app as well in a day. And like it like the preparation becomes very easy. Like even I have that app right now as well, so I sometimes if I get time I follow that. And there is a very good application which is known as Merriam-Webster. That is also a very good application. If you for knowing words, it has like I don't know, I think it has all the words in the world. So I follow that as well. If I because coming year also there are some things which I not used to, and some words which I'm not used to. So I follow that right now as well.
Did you join any coaching classes for GRE? If yes, so how was the experience?
Yes, I joined a class in Jabalpur itself. So basically, I would say the coaching classes will guide you through what is the process, what are the exams, what are all things you have to prepare, and even like they will help you selecting the college as well. But regarding the studies part, GRE coaching and like GRE preparation is not that compared, I would say, with the UPSC or with other gate exams, something like that, because in that you have to basically learn things and you know what's gonna come. With GRE, I would say it totally depends on practice, because basically in GRE you will when you will go to the exam, you will not face anything which you have not seen. You will know everything what is gonna come. You just have to figure out how to do it basically. So GRE exam is totally on the practice part. When I joined my coaching also, I would say like in 5-10 days they have finished the course. That's it. It was like just 10 days coaching for finishing the course, because maths course is totally 6th, 7th class. If you don't have engineering background, then definitely you have to work on it. But if you have engineering background, I don't think maths would be that much tough to you. You just have to practice a lot. And with the vocabulary part, there is no course basically. You have to learn all the words which are in there. So it's like there is not a course, like there are not a like it's not like you have to learn 1000 words and then you will crack the GRE. It's not that. It's possible if you learn like 100 words, then also you'll get a good marks, and it's possible that if you learn like 1000 words, then also you don't get marks. It's totally on your luck, I would say, and totally on your previous background and your practice. So with the coaching part, I would say basically you should join coaching because it guides you through with the things, but not totally depend on that, because they'll not teach you. I would say they'll just guide you what you have to do, and teaching like learning part is totally on you, I guess. Yeah,
So
that's pretty
according to
much.
you, GRE is logic and problem solving skill.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Yeah, exactly my point. It's totally logics. And uh, let's for example, for the wording part, there must be conditions where you have not heard all the 5 words also, and you have not heard the sentence, words which are there in the sentence also. So we follow a very good concept in GRE, which is the elimination part. And like when I joined coaching, they also told me that you don't have to select the right word, you have to eliminate the wrong words. That is the thing which will get you through the answers. If you will select the right word, you will find all the 5 words to be like perfectly fitting in that sentence. If you will eliminate the wrong words, then you will be left with one word, and that will be 100% the answer. So that is the main concept, I would say, which you should follow in GRE exams. And with there is also a section of reading comprehension and writing section also. So basically in the reading section, it's similar to reading comprehension which we do in our class, but it's not the straightforward answers. It will be like you will read the whole passage and then you read the question and you'll be like, where was this thing? I've never heard of this. Is it of the same passage or not? The first thing which will come in your mind. So basically, you after I would say first read the questions and then go to the passage and search. Basically, if you will read the questions, you will know what exactly they're asking, and then you should read the passage and then try to figure out where these things are. Because in the GRE exam, what I've noticed is in the reading comprehension also, all answers would be like you will feel like all are correct, but definitely there's only one answer, and that you have to figure it out. And there is also a writing section which is actually I guess it's not like if you get a good score in the you need you just need a minimum score in that for universities. It's not like it if you are not too good in writing section, it will affect your score will be the same, it will not be counted in your main score. But some universities check that score also, because it's like just you will be given a question and you have to write a passage out of it. And the main focus on that passage is how many words do you know. It's not like you just have to use simple words and do a completion passage. So I guess there is a server which tests the words on it, and the more number of words you use in that particular passage, the more good grade you get. So that is also a very good part in JR exam. And regarding the math section, there are like two sections. Also, there is very good thing in GRE. Basically, you have like four sections. Two is maths and two is English. But you also have a fifth section when you give the final exam. And the fifth section is complementary. Sorry, it's not like it will not be counted, I would say. So basically what will happen is you'll get two math section, two English sections, and one section would be there also. It totally depends on the server if it will be a math section or an English section, and it will not be counted. Only four sections would be counted. One section would not be counted. And actually you don't know which is that section. So you have to give all the five sections in the same pace, and it is actually your luck if which section like if the section which is not going good on your side, it's not counted. It's totally on your luck. And it's possible that you have given a section which is you feel that all the questions were correct and it's not counted. So it's on luck.
Yeah, move to the next. Which university have you reported according to your GRE score?
So I reported like five universities. One was the university which I was in, the Northeastern University in Boston, Massachusetts. Then I applied for the NYU, New York State University in New York. Then I did for the UT Arlington University. Then I did for UT Dallas, which is the Naveen Jindal School. I guess it's based on an Indian person only. And then I applied for San Diego University, and I did one more, I guess. Yeah, I did the CSU, the Cleveland State University as well. So, sorry, the California State University as well. So I applied for that. I guess five, six universities I applied, and I got approval in like three to four, I guess. I'm not sure about that. And then I selected Northeastern because of the course background. The course was very much inclined, which I wanted. Yeah, I had one more thing, like which is very good to tell people, I guess. If you are preparing for like GRE exam, and if you are like planning to move to US or any other country, I would say not go on the ranking of and the background of college. Either go on the like the background and the ranking of the course, because one thing which I've seen in US especially is like the ranking is totally on the course. It's possible, like in my college also there is like a Khori background which is like next level, and like people of companies compare that with Harvard and MIT as well, that particular course. And but there are some courses which are of no use. Basically you just like, if you get an admission over here, you are like, you have to do a lot of research and do a lot of things to get a job. So it's totally like not on the name of the college, it's totally name in the name of the course and the background of the course.
Okay, so it's all about that which course we are selecting.
Exactly. And like what which course we are selecting, and what is that course in the market,
Yeah,
basically
future
how is
scope
the,
of that course.
yeah, exactly, future scope, and like how the companies feel about that course. Because uh, people in the US are totally based on the referral part. So if you are in a good course and if you get a good referral, you will like get a job in like one or two interviews. And if you are not in a good course, which is not that much like used, and people don't trust that course, I would say. So if you either you have a referral as well, but you will find it very difficult to get a job.
Rachit, what was your strategy for developing a good vocabulary?
Basically, as I told you, my strategy was mostly based on learning a lot of words, because I was very weak in that, I would say. Uh, because like the words are not the similar ones which we use in day-to-day life. Definitely, I'm not using any of the words right now as well. It's just in my mind, I would say. So basically my strategy was to learn like five six new words daily and try to use it. At that time I was trying to use in the sentences which I speak as well, because that is only the part I would say would grasp you the words, and like it will be remembering you whenever you speak a sentence. So that was the main strategy, I would say, for learning new words, for the vocabulary part. Because in the GRE vocabulary, everything is on the new words. If either you do the sentence completion, either you do the writing section, either you do the reading comprehension. On all the three phases, if you know the words, you are done with it. And I would say it's like you have to grasp a lot of words.
So, mugging up is all about vocabulary.
Exactly. You have to mug up the words.
रट्टा मारना
Yeah.
पड़ेगा सर.
For GRE, I would say it's true because you definitely you don't have that much time for uh, words. Like you don't have 5-6 years for GRE. If you have done that from before, that's pretty cool. You will have like very good. If you have like reading books habit, it's very good because you already know the words. But if you don't, I would say just mug up the words and then go to give the paper because that is only the part which will help you. And math section is pretty much simple. I would say you can easily crack that. Only the vocab section is the main, and even there are universities which actually only checks the vocabulary section and not check the math section because everybody in the US and like outside background, they all know that people in India have very good maths background because maths background in the US is not that good. So they mostly check the vocab section if you know very good English. There are some universities, I'm not saying all, but there are some universities who only check the vocab section.
Rachit, one last question. What advice, tips, and tricks would you like to give to your juniors?
Advice, tips, and tricks would be first of all, to be mostly focused on your work. Like I have seen people who are preparing for GATE as well, UPSC as well, and GRE as well. They are like, whichever I'll get a good score, I'll just get it. So I would say that's the least used strategy, I would say, because it you definitely will not get a good score in any of the three. I would say first of all you should basically focus on one thing and try to grasp as much as you can for that. And very good strategy, I would say, would be to talk to seniors a lot because they have been to that phase and they can basically help you and they can give you tips and tricks of what all things you should focus on and what all things you should not focus on. And a very good thing on the university selection would be, I would say, is to get a coaching or like some way where you can get the guidance for selecting a university because it's like they have been to that business for a long time and they can definitely help you in that. Definitely they'll charge you something, but it's I would say it's very much worth because there is like an SOP and LOR thing also in GRE in universities outside outside India. So while making the SOP and LOR, I would say if you don't have that much good English and that much good background, you should definitely take someone to help you. And like there are a lot of fields which are a lot of areas where they'll work on. So I would say that is also a good thing. Yeah, I guess that is pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, Rachit. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem. No problem.
Best of luck. Have a great career ahead.
Yeah, you too.